Okay, hi guys. So my name is Michael. I run this thing called Engineers.SG. So it started out about a year ago. That I wanted to have a way of documenting the tech-related meetups that are happening in Singapore. The way of just taking videos of all the meetups so that people who missed the meetup can actually go catch up and watch them again. So that was the reason why I started Engineers.SG. Currently it's just a videos. It's just a video playlist. You can find it. You go to Engineers.SG. It's basically just a video playlist right now. Yeah. So basically, these are the videos of the meetups that had happened the last few weeks. Yeah. So like for example, this was for Singapore JS. JavaScript group. It's a group called Meteor. So Meteor is a web application framework, and many others that were here. Python user group, the Ruby group, and stuff like that. So there were many. So it started out as a response to the question, where are the engineers? People were asking, where are the engineers in Singapore? Software engineers. So I kind of created this to kind of like, hey, here they are. You can find them at these meetups, and in case you missed them, these are the videos of all the cool topics that we talked about. So what proceeded was kind of like a whole year of experimentation of different technologies and different ways of doing it in the most cost-effective way. Because for one thing, I'm not a trained film student. I did not train in all the professional filming and stuff. But so basically, what I knew is technology. So I know what I can use, and kind of like the whole year and a half was about experimenting with different technologies. I'll just briefly cover the things that we use. The first way of doing it is actually using basically your phone. If you have an iPhone or something, even with an iPhone 4, you can actually do simple recording and basically put them up on the website. There's an app called YouTube Capture, which lets you capture videos and put them all online. As you can see, I have a bag of tricks with all my toys. Yeah, so even a simple iPhone like this could be used to record stuff. All you need to do is download the app and maybe set up with a nice tripod. So you can see at the bottom, do a tripod like this. That's all you need to kind of like get things started, right?
Available for iPhone.
This app currently is only available on iPhone, iOS, but I'm not sure whether they have actually released a version for. Yeah, so basically these are examples of some of the footages. You can find this on GitHub. I have a web link which I pasted on the Facebook group or Facebook event page, so you can actually go check them out. So this is the first experimentation with this is the most cost-effective way of doing it. Let's get yourself an iPhone along with a simple tripod and a little stand that kind of looks like this. Just screw this onto the phone, rather to the tripod, like that, and just screw this onto the tripod, and you're ready to start recording stuff with this. If you get a small tripod, I can try and get a big one like what we have here. So it's really up to your expenses or how much you have, right? So basically, you can use this to record a simple meetup. So what you do is just target and shoot at the screen or at the presenter. So that's a very good way of recording what's happening and kind of publish it to online. In this wiki page, I also included some guides on how to create your own channel. So once you recorded the video, how are you going to distribute it and let people know about it? So I think the cheapest way to do this is to use YouTube. I think everyone knows how to go on YouTube and find stuff. So using YouTube is actually the easiest way. So basically, you just create your own YouTube account. And if you go here, there is actually a way to create a channel. And with that, so basically they're organized in channels. So we have one channel for Engineers.SG, where you can see where we collect all the all the meetups here, right? So yeah.
So when you created a channel, you mean not necessarily all the channel products is yours.
The channel usually is only your videos.
Okay.
You can also create a playlist. Playlist could include videos that are produced by other people. Right. So playlist, basically with a playlist, you can just simply go and say add a video, and look for a URL. Right, so that where the video is from, just copy and paste the URL here, and you need to add it to your.
What's the difference between the creating a channel, not creating a channel, like just uploading to the YouTube?
You can upload to YouTube. I think the channel, there might be a link. Without the channel, you might have a 10-minute limit of the video. If you want a longer video, you probably have to create a channel and get your account verified. I think it's just send an SMS, basically. Yeah.
No, I uploaded a couple of them, but I'm just not sure because I don't really serious about
By default, when you create a YouTube account, there's already a channel in your name.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah. So.
Pardon my
So usually I think if you want to make, like for example, on my account, I'm logged in here right now. There's actually a YouTube channel with my name, Michael Cheng. So I mean, there's no videos there, but actually so you can create a channel for your organization or for a company you're working for, or whichever group that you represent, right? So in my case, I own I run the Engineers.SG channel. I also run the PHP user group channel. I also have the iOS group and Civil War profile.
All under the single account.
Yeah, under my user account, but the channels can be shared. As in the channels, you can actually add managers to it. So once you create a channel, you can add like Alex, or I've added RD, Alex, and CJ as managers of my Engineers.SG account. So they can channel rather. So they can actually add videos to this channel.
You add the administrator.
Yeah, these are administrators that can create.
Thanks.
Yeah, so actually we just added one little link on how to add managers. So that's having a YouTube channel is a good way very quick way to distribute video. And of course, then we have other ways of uploading video. So using the iOS app is actually to upload to your YouTube channel. You can also use other means of doing so. Like you could actually, for the tech meetups that I record, usually it's a presenter speaking, talking about something, and then he has a PowerPoint presentation or something running on his laptop. So basically, there's kind of like both the person talking as well as what he's presenting and sharing on screen. So for those things, I try to record both the person talking as well as what he's presenting on screen, so that I can put them together. So to do that, there are many ways of doing it. First is to use, if the presenter is using a Macintosh, there's actually a free software inside that lets you record just the screen. Yeah, but it tends to be a bit invasive, as in you need the presenter to actually start some software on his machine, and that is not that conducive. There's the software called, it's basically a QuickTime player. So there's details on this website, you can actually check this out. But the other way that I'm doing this is actually using an external recorder, right? So using just a screen. I have a device over here called the AverMedia screen capture like this. So this thing actually records whatever I'm presenting on my screen right now. So basically, outputs through HDMI into this device, and this device basically records the video of what I'm presenting. So together with what I'm presenting, as well as the video capture of the person speaking, I put them all together in post-production. So basically, I use software like iMovie to kind of like put it together. So a simple setup would be something like from the presenter's laptop right over here. I'm going out as a VGA to a splitter. So one will go, the output will split two ways into both the projector screen as well as to my recording setup. Right.
For using the software tool within post-production phase,
correct.
You'll select which one to put on the screen.
Yeah, correct. So so you use a software like iMovie, for example, which I'll try to demonstrate later how to use the software. So basically with this, we create what we call a picture-in-picture. A picture-in-picture will look something like, let me just try and play some video here. Like this particular one on, let's choose this one. YouTube. Yeah, so
normally in the upload, you choose the lower quality.
oops. We try usually for recording. I'll record into 720p. 720 is basically high definition. The lower end of the high definition. So high definition video has 720p and 1080p. Right. So usually I record in 720p, which is kind of the easiest to go with. So the video looks something like this. You have the main presentation slide over on the left, and you have the presenter being recorded through this camera, and then you'll be basically put together. You can do this in post-production. You can use iMovie, they will then put it together, so you overlay one on top of the other. So that's one way of doing it. But we have our current setup is actually gone a little bit beyond post-production. So what we have done, because the most tedious part of doing post-production is time. So basically, after you're recorded into SD card on the camera, they're recorded into your laptop as a file using this device. You got to like drag and drop into iMovie and kind of like cut and trim and do all that stuff to the right area. That is very time consuming. Usually when I used to do this, the meetups will happen at 7 o'clock. By 10 o'clock it's over. I've recorded the video. I'll go home. I'll spend like the whole night, maybe to about midnight or something, just editing, exporting, uploading the file. So usually when I'm done, it's already about 12 midnight. So it's a little bit tedious. So I did some research and found a way to actually do it in real time. So basically, I'm using a software right now. The software is called XSplit. So it's a paid software, but I think for the $4.95 US subscription a month, $4.95 subscription a month is actually quite worth it. So what this software does, it basically takes in all the inputs from your video input from the camera, and the video input from the presenter's screen, and then kind of like let you mix it together in real time. So you can actually show it together. So yeah, so basically you can actually, so this is the software we're using. It's called XSplit Broadcaster. So this what it does is it lets you take video from the camera using USB, and from my recording setup on this device, you record inside here, and then I can basically mix it in real time. I can even do transitions like to a black screen, or even to like from just a full screen showing just the presenter, or full screen just showing the presentation slides, right? So you can actually modulate the two. So which is something is pretty cool.
Like somebody had to on the spot to.
Yeah, I mean, it's like even if we don't have this software, somebody has to be there to kind of like man the camera and do the recording anyway. So I felt that doing it this way means I can mix it in real time as the presentation is going on. I can basically record it, and then when I'm done, it's already a file which is already ready to be uploaded to the internet. So can we have a live demo? I can show you. I can try and show you.
When you completed, you become the logo format you decide.
Yeah.
Then you decided whether to upload. But you still got a choice to do a final editing. If you want to.
If you want to, yes. Because the API, the video file can actually be uploaded or edited before you upload it, so which is something which is kind of cool.
So at this point also, I think you might want to stand up to come and look at this setup, because it's
Yeah.
quite complicated. So maybe before we
Okay, so, oops.
is this free?
The software is not free.
$4.95.
So, $4.95 a month.
Oh, okay.
So, right. So, okay. So the software looks something like this. So what you're seeing right now is actually what is on my on the left over here. Is actually what I'm presenting on my laptop, right? And then on the bottom right is actually a video of me. I So you can configure the different scenes. So you can actually configure like I want to see just the full screen of the presentation. I can do that too. If I want to say I want to see a picture-in-picture overlay with me in the corner. So the difference between this and this is that one is overlapping the other, whereas this one is actually that I can see my logo at the top over here, right?
How do you set this thing?
You basically okay, so when you create a new scene, right, you can actually add cameras and stuff. You basically add the cameras. I'm capturing a media file or webcam, or like, okay, for this case I can actually try and use my integrated camera, which will basically turn on. There you go. Oh hi. So I can drag this around. Yeah.
Well,
So
something like broadcasting, you just select the which camera you want to.
correct.
Go.
So basically, I can predefine all this, right? Like this right now, I'm setting it some corner. Then I can just switch away. So all these even can be named, right? This one, for example, I just added recently. So I can change this to picture-in-picture, something, for example, right? So this is something you can define on your own. And I can also like set up shortcut keys, so I can, like, for example, I do shift 1, shift 2, you actually trigger the different things, right? So right now it's actually recording, so it's actually recording me talking right now, so which is kind of eerie. So yeah, so when I need it, I can just remove that. It's done. So basically, this lets me record the entire video in real time. And what will happen eventually is that once the recording is done, you will see a file. So the file looks something like it will be a MP4 file. So the file will be something like this. You can actually write this one, for example.
Can you hear? Can the back hear?
So this is a recording that was done
hi.
3 days ago.
You use SSS last time. Transforming
Yeah, so you can
CSS
see
to JS
this is actually the person's screen.
Right,
As
so
at the bottom you can
rework
see
came
the
first, written
person
by
talking.
TJ
So
Horisha.
with this software, I was
It
able
is
to
currently
I'm
smaller
able to cut
and
down
simpler to get into.
post-production time by quite a lot. So basically, that I could actually essentially upload the file to the very same night where I recorded this. Yeah. So.
For this software also have an option of what type of quality of video you want. You want to put set a higher end, you want to.
Yeah, you can actually set the resolution. There's like over here. There's like resolution. I've set it to 720p.
Therefore, you can put a caption here.
I can also put caption here if I want to. I think I can add text. I can add text if I want to.
You can
Yeah, so I can
you
like
include the logo fresh on the video itself.
You can actually add an image file. Like over here, there's actually an image file. So the image file has a background with a logo at the corner. So with this, I can use that with I can basically do that. I can even do like a splash screen, so that usually at the beginning, like, there's a pre-roll. I can do this as a pre-roll, and when I'm done, it will transit to black.
For production, you're a director.
Yeah, you're like directing your own show lah. Right. And the audio, of course, you gotta make sure the audio is set up properly. You're recording.
For example, your function add music.
You can add file actually. You can add a media file. Audio devices. You can add like another audio capture.
How many
media
track music
files.
you try before?
I think you can. I've actually not actually tried.
Never,
I've
doesn't
not
matter.
tried,
Just
but yeah, but that's
so many things sometimes. End of the day, you're going
Yes.
to bed 1 a.m. in the morning.
So this one lets me also do direct streaming to YouTube. If I want to stream directly YouTube for a live event, I can actually do this as well. But it does require the internet connection to be fairly stable at the place. So what I usually do is I just do the recording offline. So I record it and then upload it to YouTube at the end of the day. Yeah. So I've just upgraded the software to Enterprise Edition. So what I can do, I have not actually tried this yet. What I can do is I can use this as the presentation screen, so I can let me see whether it works now. use this. Yeah, so it's like right now it's is it mirrored? Multiple display is clone, so I can so I get extended. So once it's extended, that becomes so I have screen 1 and screen 2, right?
Oh, right.
So what I can do is hang on. So it goes to display. Sorry, I switch it back here first. Okay, so what I can do now is I can queue whatever I'm seeing on my screen into screen 2. So I can projector. We start local recording, right? So it basically recording right now with a splash screen, and I make it move to a 16:9 picture-in-picture. Right. So there's also a 4:3 depending on the presenter. Sometimes the presentation is actually the guy has only a 4:3 kind of format. So yeah, 16:9 is more like high definition. Yeah. So these are the usual formats that is available. So we use a picture-in-picture. Basically, it's like I'll have the slide in one screen as well as image in the corner. In this case, it's not overlapping. You can actually also make the picture-in-picture overlap this way. This actually overlaps between the two. So right now, if I start my presentation.
Now you can watch 5 different channels in the same screen. That's what PX and that's what yeah, that's VIP for you.
Or you can. You can hold one as well. You can hold one as well. Inspire homeless people. Sorry. Rude. Homeless people fine.
Then you have the splitter. And then you have this. Oh, sorry. What is this camera that you use?
Okay, this is another video camera. It's called the Q4, which is a successor to this model.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And it's where is it from?
You can find this online. You can okay, like this right now is actually I can do a picture-in-picture kind of thing. So it's really recording.
And these are microphones?
Yeah, these are microphones, stereo microphones.
Wow.
So it records stereo sound. Yeah. So so this is actually the camera, the Q4.
They are still, I think they're still having
And you, have you used this on field?
Sorry,
Do you use this on field at all?
in the field.
As in on, like on site?
Yeah, I guess I have another tripod there. I can actually hook it up and then you can hook it up. The Q2 HD is the first camera I got. It has awesome sound and video recording capabilities, but it's been out of production now.
Oh, okay.
Q2 this is out of production now, and this is the newest one that is kind of available. There's another one which is the Q8 which is actually way more expensive.
What's the price?
About 500 something. This one's about 400 something.
Okay.
And you can get it. You can get this at City Music. Yeah, it's 409. Okay. Yeah. Any questions? Any more questions from you guys? No? Yes?
Wanted to ask whether we can borrow this.
The whole setup I have is actually a shared resource that we have for Engineers.SG. You can check. They are stored at Hackerspace, and we have 2 lockers where we keep this together. We actually have a Facebook chat where we communicate about who's borrowing or checking out this stuff. So if you want, we can add you to that chat room, or we can combine both our schedules for the meetups. All together, actually, this is one setup. I have another set which is I'm still assembling. So we can essentially have 2 sets of this equipment that we can use for recording. Sorry? The arrangement I want to have is to become a shared resource between Engineers.SG as well as the Hacker Archive. So if you guys want to use it, or anyone here who wants to try and use this for your events, definitely welcome you to go and pick it up and use it.
The reason why I'm only asking about this is Hui Ying and myself, we started a ground up initiative of shops where part of what we do is we want to go to different places where people are growing food and actually interviewing them.
Oh, okay.
And we want to create a website where you can find all this information, but you can also click and maybe see the person talking to you, sharing his story with you. So that's where I think the rest of it I might not be so interested, but something that I can carry around with.
I think this will be the best
Yeah.
equipment for you. So it's a Q4.
Okay.
So this one actually lets you record into an SD card as well. So the SD card is somewhere at the bottom. Yeah, so you can record into the SD card. Then with that you can actually upload to YouTube, or you can edit it yourself. This piece of equipment is also available together with the rest of the stuff. If you need just this piece, you can just borrow it.
Okay.
That is that.
Yeah, this is this one. The cost is about $409. This is a fixed.
Buy.
Yeah, it's a fixed lens, so there's no zoom or whatever capabilities, and there's no like image stabilization. So if you use handheld, it can tend to be a bit rocky. So I recommend use a tripod.
Yeah.
You can get like this tripod here is $16 at Mustafa.
Mustafa is wonderful.
Yeah, so something like this. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's ideal. In this thing, you can just screw it on to the top, and then you can use this as for recording. You just need it for just one camera, kind of for events or for recording a person speaking. I think the audio on this thing is stereo audio, so it's actually pretty good quality.
Wow, stereo.
Yeah.
So you can stand behind, ask the question, and the person in front can answer, and it doesn't really matter.
It shouldn't matter. I think it
Can you
shouldn't matter.
turn that around? The microphone.
Oh no, it's fixed.
Oh, it's fixed. Okay.
So
It's just the way it was pointing. I had the impression that you could
Yeah.
actually move it around.
so
Yeah, I was wondering whether it's like facing this direction.
Oh, one was
Surround
facing the front and one was facing the
so it's
back.
stereo sound. So it actually records. It's called a beam that records in stereo sound from both sides.
What's the life, battery life?
I have yet to test the full battery life of this thing. This one is there's a lithium battery inside, and because right now it's plugged into the USB, it's actually drawing power from the USB. It's not using the power from this at all, from the battery at all. So can I think we have used this at some meetups where about at least 1-2 hours is actually okay. I'm not sure what's the battery life. I haven't actually checked it. Yeah, but it should be able to last quite a while. Yeah. So you need it for like recording an event or just someone speaking. I think this is ideal.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's kind of wide angle, so it's kind of pretty good. The angle is I think 130 or something degrees, so which is actually very good for close up.
I'm just thinking then, even if you have a big group, people are talking, you can capture.
You can capture all the people talking roughly around, as long as they are in front of the camera, you should be able to capture their sound. Even people behind, if they speak loud enough, you should be able to capture it as well.
Right.
Yeah.
I think I'd be interested to experiment with
This one, I think this too is comparable. For some quality is comparable.
The
Well-
only thing is just need to set up the tripod. Okay, now
So
to
this
back.
one has some
You can actually have a
external in, so you can actually plug in and do some close mic if you want. I haven't actually tried. I've tried it out before lah. You can have a microphone or lapel mic somewhere. You can actually plug it in.
This is the first time I heard about Engineers.SG.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sure. So Engineers.SG started as a video. It grew out of someone asking me a question about where are the engineers in Singapore. Right?
Where?
Yeah.
Everywhere.
So there's some ignorant people that ask me, I'm trying to hire an engineer for my startup, but I can't find an engineer. Or people say, Singapore engineers, they cannot make it. They're not enough people who are like that. So I got a bit irritated by that. So I want to find a way to show people that look, there are engineers in Singapore and they are really awesome. And I want to.
Aren't engineers in Singapore?
Well,
But NUS NTU.
Can't find
yeah,
the
but
right
usually,
one.
but the trend has been people who graduate from engineering
They go somewhere else.
go into banking or sales or property, kind of thing. So you don't go into engineering. Even if you go engineering, you become managers and not really doing the engineering work, right? So I got irritated by the question, so I wanted to find a way to capture the little movements that's been going around, little groups that's been doing awesome work, and share. And basically, I'll use this opportunity to record and archive the different meetups that's been happening in the tech scene. There are many user groups that are going on, but then because it happened on weekday night, with some family men or people who have families, they cannot go for those meetups. So we try. So this is kind of like a way of recording it and letting people who miss out on those meetups to actually catch up, and also for people who are new to the scene to kind of like get a sense of what are the talks that are available, and even for people to use the content that is presented to level up or learn new skills. Like I recorded a video of a Python user group meetup. Python is programming language for creating websites. So that colleague of mine was actually working on something in Python, and both of us were working on that thing, and that particular presentation was actually extremely helpful because we were both new to the language. So he was behind me. He was actually watching the video that I recorded for the meetup. It was like, wow, okay, it has achieved the goal that it's meant that I created it for, right? So so far it's been about 100 over videos already, 190 videos as of the count over there. It's been an entire year and a half of effort putting it together. And this entire week and a half was kind of like iterating through the different processes of putting this video together. Like in the past, I'll just have one camera that actually records everything. But it was good enough, but then because I was trying to capture the speaker as well as the screen at the same time, it felt the quality wasn't that good. So I had to find ways I want to be able to capture the screen that the presenter has at the highest fidelity together with the best audio and video quality as I can. So it was a year of iterating and trying out different things of doing so. I do have a website on GitHub. So if you want to take down this URL. So it's github.com/engineersftw for the win /gitwiki. So this website kind of documents the different processes and tricks that I've learned during the whole year of doing this. Yeah, I think I should switch over to the. Maybe let's switch out this. Sorry.
I think we should try with so actually the whole mainly the software programming stuff. And I realized that a lot of other things happening, like DIY biology and urban farming and conservation, other things. So I started this thing called the Hacker Archive,